Hey there YouTube, how are you doing? This is the best 1A, and today I just wanted to talk to you about this rear tire that I have on my V-Star 1300. Now this is a Michelin Commander 2, and currently this tire has approximately 7,000 miles on it and still has a good amount of tread left. You'll get a little side view so that it'll help you see it a little bit better, but currently has a good amount of tread left. It's I've had one of these tires on here before. This tire size is a 180 65 16, and in the past the size that I had on here was the same size. It was a 180 65 16, and I got approximately 18,000 miles out of that tire. And the reason why I got so much miles out of that tire, or why you get so many miles out of these tires, is because they are a dual ply, not dual ply, but a dual compound carcass. So supposedly the middle is supposed to be of a harder compound, and the edges are supposed to be a softer compound. Over here on the sides here, all of these parts are a softer compound. Now the only thing with that you have to keep in mind is that you do have to lean this bike, you know, which is the case with all motorcycles. And the more you're able to lean, so if you live somewhere where you can lean a lot, it really helps. With just trying to lean the bike more, that is helping me to keep this compound a lot rounder. The previous tire I had, even though I did try to lean a lot, it still ended up squaring off. I think no matter what, it's gonna end up squaring off. That's probably really hard to fight. But this time around with this tire, I've been really trying to improve that. Just trying to lean a little bit more with a lot of the turns, and when possible, and when I can, take in a lot more of the twisty roads, maybe doing a couple back and forths, couple laps, and that helps to make things, helps with keeping the profile decently round, as you can see here. Now this tire has 7,000 miles on it, and tire pressure that I usually run is the stock recommended 41, and at that pressure it's been pretty good. You can vary from that if you want to. You can go to 42. If you want to go to 40, you can. It's pretty much up to you. Now this tire features a pretty stiff carcass and also a stiff sidewall. The last tire that I had on here was a Shinko 777, which actually was a pretty nice tire. It was a much softer sidewall and a much softer tire in general, but it did give a decent ride, and it had some really good grip. Now the Michelin also gives a really good ride. It actually rides, it helps the bike to ride a little bit firmer, and that's mainly because the carcass is a stiffer carcass, and I really can't complain about it. The Shinko 777, I only got about 6,500 miles out of that tire before it was just completely done. There was nothing left in the tread of that tire. The bike that this is on is a 2014 V-Star 1300. Bike currently has 38,000 miles on it. Used as a commuter, a joyrider, for trips, almost anything you can pretty much think of. And this tire's been pretty good. Now the only thing that with this bike, and just by design, that I would like to do or like to change is I would like to go from this, a 180 65 70, to a tire that has a little bit more height, so getting away from that 65 rating to back to a 70 rating. Or I know Shinko makes I believe it's a 180 70. So I was curious to see if I could get that on here, and I think I could. I think spacing wise, I have a good amount of space on here, and I'll be able to make that fit. Of course, it is a different brand tire, but they're pretty good tires. Now I'll show you the Shinko that I have in front. So the front tire is a Shinko 777, and I have had this tire on here when I had the Shinko in the back also. This tire has been on here for about 8,000 miles, and as you can see, this here is a wear bar. So as you can see, this here is a wear bar, okay, which you can see there's a good amount of tread left there. Just by taking a look at it, there's a good amount of tread still left on there. So I'd say maybe I probably have like another 3,000 miles on here or so, somewhere around there. But it's been wearing decently even, and I've been very happy with it. One thing that I've noticed is that with tar snakes, you barely get any sort of fidgeting or anything weird. Cornering is very good. Turn-in is very good. It's a cruiser, and these tires definitely do a good job at keeping it on the road and keeping it safe, mainly for that, for cruising. Sidewall on the Shinko 777 is going to be a little bit softer than the Michelin Commander 2s. The HD versions of these Shinko 777s have a little bit of a stiffer sidewall, and this obviously is a HD, as signified there by the heavy duty. Okay, so that means that the construction is a little bit stiffer than what a non-HD tire that Shinko sells would be. And Shinko doesn't make this tire in a non-HD. There's only this size, the 130/90, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I checked, it only comes in the HD format. I know a lot of people have mixed reviews on the Shinkos. A lot of people have mixed reviews on the Michelin Commander 2s. But for me, I could definitely recommend this tire. I could recommend this tire, and I can also recommend the Michelin Commanders. It just, I guess, depends on which one you prefer. The rear Shinko, when I had it, it only lasted about 6,500 miles, which was kind of unfortunate, but it's kind of one of those things. Not all tires last a long time, and there's a lot of tires that, even like the Michelin Excedras that I had on here, I think I only got 8,000 miles out of those, and those were horrible in rain, whereas these I felt were a lot better. These are a lot better in rain. They're good in the dry. They're really, really good in the dry. They're really, really, I don't know how they made them so sticky, but they really hold, and I love that about it, especially for this bike, which is an 800-pound bike. They really do hold. So in a dry rain, I've never ridden them in snow, so I don't know anything about that, but you guys are welcome to try if you want. But in the conditions that I've ridden in these tires, the Commander 2s, they've been pretty good, much better than the stock Michelin, not Michelin, Bridgestone Excedras that came on here. So I think either one of the tires would be a good suit. I do think that cornering with the rear Shinko in the 170/70 was a little bit better. It was a little bit more responsive, so I did prefer that. It made the bike feel a little bit more lively, whereas with the 180/65 the bike does feel a little bit more lethargic because it is a wider tire. So there is that little bit of a difference between those two rear tires. But between the front Shinko 777 and a front Michelin Commander 2, I prefer the Shinko 777 hands down. I prefer this tire over the Commander 2 front. So, but the Commander 2 rear is just gonna last a lot longer. Anyhow, so this is just a short video review of the Shinko front, just bringing you up to date, and the Commander 2 rear, and just letting you know how things are progressing with the tires on the V-Star 1300. All right, any comments, any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'm always more than happy to answer them. And if you would like to, there's other videos that you can watch. You can check the left hand side of the screen, and there's always some more videos there that you can check out and watch and enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a good one.